Obviously this is getting out of control. Was your mum and your dad or your brother or sister or someone aware of this?
My mum was aware of it, and she used to get really upset. You know, she used to say, "Look, you don't need to do it. Just, you know, we need to go and see a specialist. We need to go and see someone." She used to do research on it. She said lots of kids your age have got it, lots of young kids have got it. It's something that's so common. And I just used to be so like embarrassed by it. I said, "Mum, I know people have got it, but they haven't got it like I've got it, because it's controlled by, you know, because it was controlled by the thoughts that I was getting." So yeah, I mean, she would when I got older, you know, it would get worse, and she would often cry at the sight of me, because if I had a really bad thought in my mind, you know, I would often have to keep, you know, like touching a light switch or looking a certain way, touching something, whatever my action was, it could be anything. I'd have to keep doing that until I got a good thought. So I could be getting really physically tired of just constantly moving, and, you know, it would, but then the thoughts are still battling in my mind. I just wanted to stop. I just wanted to stop what I was doing, forget about it. And my mum used to just cry, yeah.
Did you have any times of recess where it wasn't happening and you were just enjoying television?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
was that like, wow, relief? I wonder when this devilish thing is going to strike me again. Was it like that?
It was like that. It was really like that. There was like months where I could just be, when I was about 18, like 17, 18, there was times where I'd be at school doing my A-levels, and there'd be a few months where I just forget about it, just have a great time with my friends. It was amazing. But then if something I was going through in my life would come up, and it'd be like, oh, you know, you better do this, or you might not get this, or you might not achieve this, or something might happen to this person. And then the more I did it, the more it would trigger it back again. So it wasn't something that I could control, but I remember, especially when I was younger, I always thought, like, I just want to do what everyone else is doing. I just want to be relaxed. I just want to enjoy this and, you know, enjoy the time with my friends.
The renewing of the mind begins with the power of the Word of God. When God speaks to us, two things happen within us. Firstly, faith is created in our innermost being. It says in Romans chapter 10, verse 17, that faith comes by hearing from God. And secondly, a new pathway of faith is created between 2 points within the mind.
Did you become a Christian at a particular point? Was it like a light switch going on, or was it, sorry to use the analogy, or was it like the rising of the sun in your life? How was it when you became a Christian?
Yeah, I would say it's more like the rising of a sun, because...
And over what age to what age?
Okay, so I first heard about God and about Jesus when I was about 16.
Yeah.
So it was through my brother, who became a Christian in his gap year.
Okay.
So, you know, after seeing the incredible change in him, and him talking to me about God and about Jesus, at the time I just felt, I remember when he was talking to me, I'd have this like smile on my face that I just couldn't hide from him, even though I wanted to hide it. I was like, oh, that's amazing, because I felt something that was almost telling me that, you know, I don't know, like calling me, you know, like calling me like a better purpose, like something that was guiding me, and something that was more secure, something that was more, you know, that had me, that cared for me, do you know what I mean? And it felt like, you know, it would change the way I lived, and that I wouldn't have to be afraid of stuff. And
so how do you know that voice inside you about God isn't just the same as the bit of madness about touching your mattress? How did you discern the difference?
Well, the voice that I heard about God, the kind of, not a voice, but something that I felt within me, like this higher calling, this something that was, that cared for me. It came from, truth. I saw my brother transform, and he had something to tell for that.
Positively.
Yeah, so it was like it came from something. It wasn't just, and it was from love as well. It was, and it felt, it's just an inner thing as well. You feel it's true, and you the smile that I had, the sense of something, it was something true, something real, whereas I knew what the other voice was fake, complete false, but it didn't mean I was free from it. So it wasn't manipulative. It was
the opposite. It
was complete,
of fear and superstition, and suspicion. The complete opposite. So at some stage, you've been born again. God lives inside of you, deep within you. The old is gone, the new has come. But the challenge now is to line up your thinking with your believing. So how's the process been in terms of, and how have you changed your head to actually pull down these strongholds of suspicion and fear and create more strongholds of love and security? How have you gone about it?
Well, to begin with, I wanted to know more about God, and I did. I said the prayer and I gave my life to God. And
how old were you?
This was when I was about 18 now.
Okay.
So through a process of like a couple of years, I was finding out about God. My brother would keep talking to me about it. But I still had this OCD and things, and I just lived my life. But then just before I went to uni, I went along with my brother to do an Alpha course. And so after the Alpha course, I just felt like I knew God had what I wanted, what I needed, and He was real. But just the kind of pressure of thinking, I don't want to miss out on the first year of university, partying, getting drunk, doing what my friends were doing. So that's the way I went for a year. I did that. And then in my second year, I was traveling to Spain because I was studying Spanish as part of the course. And that's where I did the most amount of partying I've ever done, did everything I wanted, just every single night. And halfway through that, I knew that I needed to change, because during the daytime, during the nighttime, I was loving it. I was party leader, everything. It was brilliant. But during the day, I would have just moods where I wasn't sure of myself. I was really self-conscious. Wasn't you know what I mean? Wasn't like confident, and didn't really know where I was. And I was just like, well, what am I doing? So I knew I needed that change, and I knew God was there. So one night I decided to accept God in my life, and I told my brother, I was in contact with my brother, and then I stopped doing what I was doing. I gave my life to God. The partying and everything like that was like, I was put that to the side. I'm going to focus on God.